I grow within that month. How within that month. Goodness. Before we get into today's video, I just want to do a brief flip through of August's bullet journal spreads. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I have, no, not August, September. Wow, we're here already. September's bullet journal. This did not seem like a month already. August feels like yesterday. So as you saw, I did a brief flip through of August's finished bullet journal. I did not do one for the last week of August just because it wasn't a full week, and I just didn't have the time. So last month's theme was neon signs, and I really liked how that turned out. I did actually end up liking it more than this one. This one just kind of, I crashed and burned. Like, it doesn't look awful, but I kept making mistakes. It was just one of those days where I just had trouble getting it going. So this month's theme, the theme for September, is Scarlet Nights. So I sent out a poll asking if you had any ideas for themes, and then I picked one that I thought would go over well within the bullet journal. And someone said Scarlet Nights, so I picked that for my theme. I can't remember who said it, but I will keep better track so I can give you a shout out in the video if you suggested the winning theme. So for the month of September, the monthly layout, I wanted to do kind of like a traditional calendar spread where I have boxes for each one of the days. Originally, I was going to have each of the boxes just floating separate, but I made a mistake creating the lines, so I just connected them all and then filled in between the boxes with some pretty thick black lines. And overall, I think it worked well. It wasn't my original plan, but it did turn out. I have to say I really like this idea of the monthly spread where each day has its own box, but we'll see how much I actually use it in the future. And then on both sides, I kind of have like lines that are going straight up, but they're not quite straight, and that was my mistake. I was trying to make a straight line, and I didn't realize that I had shifted the top of the ruler over another dot, so it was like slanted. So I had to like brainstorm up an idea to make it look cool, and I have to say, it did look cool. You gotta give me that one. It did turn out good. I feel like it kind of worked with the theme, because there's a lot of black in this bullet journal theme. And so it just kind of added to that and added some eye movement. So I like how that turned out, I have to say. That mistake was a good one. I'll give myself that one. So here I'm just trying to convey the theme within each page. And so this is when I got the idea to do kind of like a lunar map. So if you see on a calendar, you can see like when the full moon's coming up, when it's a half moon, when it's like a little sliver. And so that's what I wanted to do here. So I took the top of a film canister, which is oddly specific, like a film canister holder. I just popped the top off and used it to trace. It was like the perfect size. And then I went in and added little slivers of the moon. Now, I kind of messed up on each of my lunar maps. They're not in order by any means. So that didn't work perfectly. But it fits the theme and it doesn't look horrible, so it's okay. I went with it. I didn't try to hide it or cover it up. I just went along with it. Now, to color, that pinkish red color I'm using is a Zebra Mild Liner. I purchased that particular one for, I think, $99 or $1.29, something like that. It was pretty cheap, but it was a good investment. I really like those highlighters. The only thing is they dry so quickly, so I cannot get a solid wash of color. It's like layered. So they're really good for like highlighting single lines, but if you want to fill in an area with color, it doesn't work well. And then here I'm just adding in September with some calligraphy. I have been practicing my calligraphy a lot recently, and it has definitely improved. I have seen a major improvement in my calligraphy over the past few weeks. The T is awful. Like, I'll admit that. The T in September is too short, but the other letters I have to say I'm proud, and especially carrying over that crease, I was very proud. So now I'm just numbering each one of the days, and just kind of giving each box its own day, and I will go in and fill in each box with important events, maybe due dates for some homework that's coming up, and yeah. So here I made my first big mistake. I put Sunday where it should be Saturday. So I fixed that. Doing something, I used a trick that I used in last month's bullet journal in my last weekly spread where I made that same mistake. So I covered it over with a black rectangle and then just went in with a white gel pen and wrote the days of the week. So going on to my more kind of hodgepodge page, this was the layout for the page last month, and I really liked how it worked. It's better than any of the other layouts styles that I've had previously before I did my channel. So I did 3 separate habit trackers. Each habit gets its own little mini calendar, and each day that I complete that habit, I'm sorry, I have the hiccups really bad. Each day I complete that habit, I'll just color in that square with the theme color, so I'll go in with that zebra mild liner this month, and just mark each habit that I complete. And those habits that I have for myself are drawing, which includes things like painting, drawing, working on YouTube videos, bullet journaling, so just how many days I actually get into my bullet journal and use it, and then finally homework. Days I do homework, I will mark that box. Then I have a notes section, so these can be important goals that I want to complete in the month, or specific events that I have that aren't given a certain day yet. And then I have my YouTube tracker at the bottom where I will put the subscribers I grow within that month. Goodness. And it'll just help me track my growth between months, see how many subscribers I'm gaining in between months, and it'll just help help me see my progress. And I also have how many videos I make, or I could just put notes on future videos of what I want to do. So on this other side, I have my mood map. The original mood map I had sketched out was too complicated. I was not going to go in with a black pen. It was just too much work. So I changed it up last minute, and it didn't work very well. I took a stamp pad and my film container and just like stamped circles and then like made moony shapes out of it. It didn't work well, and when I turned the page, it kind of smeared over onto the habit tracker, so this spread was kind of a hot mess, but like, I relate, so I kept it. It's not awful, but it's not great as well, so I definitely will be changing up my mood tracker next month and seeing if I can find a better layout for that. And then here I'm going on to my first weekly spread. I did this vertical style layout in my previous month's bullet journal. I did this for the second week. It's not quite the same, but it is similar. I just did a little vertical space for each day, and then a little notes events section over to the right. And then here I'm just continuing that theme of the lunar calendar and Scarlet Nights. So I have that lunar map on top of the days just to kind of tie in the theme throughout all the pages. And then I'm testing out, trying to go in with some Winsor & Newton black ink to make the filling in of the moons a little faster, because it was really hard to go in with microns, but it wasn't working at all. So I quit that and just went in with my micron and decided to waste more time. So that's what I did, and they turned out okay. Once again, I wasn't a big fan of this theme. I don't know why. It sounded good in retrospect, but it just, I didn't carry it out well. It was a little more complicated and a little too specific. So I think I will be picking a bit of a broader theme next month for October. Man, October's coming up. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I will be having a video towards the middle or end of September all about Inktober, getting ready for it. I just got the Inktober prompt list 2 days ago, so I am super excited to get started. I have big plans for my channel for Inktober, and I'm super excited, so watch out for that. I'll be looking forward to that video very much. Here, I'm just finishing out that weekly spread, so I have a little box with the drop shadow for each of the days, and then here I'm just going to go in and label those after cleaning up some of my lines with my micron pens. So I always start my weekly spreads on on Sundays. I start Sunday and go through Saturday on my weekly spreads. A lot of people do Monday through Sunday, but I like the traditional kind of calendar layout where it goes Sunday through Saturday. So you have a weekend on both ends. And then here I start my design for the cover page of September. I've really been into fluid watercolor paintings the past few weeks, which, if you don't know, a fluid watercolor painting is just kind of an abstract blob of color that you design with watercolors. Usually you want to wet the entire piece, like just soak the paper down and then do all your work on top of it. I didn't do it this time because I wanted it to be a specific shape, so I masking taped it off, which made it curve a lot, and so I had to like glue it in, and it kind of ruined the monthly spread. So like I said, this month was a hot mess, but I learned a lot, so I will not be making the same mistakes in the future. Needless to say, I will be making lots of mistakes, but it won't be these mistakes. So since the theme was Scarlet Knights, I went in with a lot of different reds, and then I went in with black just to kind of frame it and give it a vignette style feel, just kind of encroaching on that red color. And then I go in to deepen that red with just some rows of that red color, and I mainly used the M-gram watercolor for that. And then I used a fluid watercolor technique. I put a little bit of water into a sprayer, and then I grabbed some of my Winsor & Newton Scarlet ink and filled that up just to dilute it a little bit, and then I took the sprayer and just sprayed it over. And what that does is it gets all the watercolor and ink really wet, so it moves a lot and just gives a lot of dynamic movement throughout the entire piece. And then I go in with some black ink just to give some sharp contrast. This is Winsor & Newton Bombay India ink. I love the stuff. It's super opaque and goes a long way, so I just used a little bit of that. And then I went in with my dropper again and added some of that scarlet ink, and there was a lot of ink. I should have laid something down first because it kind of spilled, but it was okay. And then I went in with my new Gansai Tambi Kuretake Starry color set, and I just took that sterling silver, white gold color, whatever it's called, and went in and kind of highlighted the areas where the colors changed, so kind of evening out those lines and just adding some shimmer, which you can see here. So I did have a lot of fun with this month. Here is my final flip through. That's the word. That's about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, and comment in the comment section below if you have ideas for future videos, next month's bullet journal theme, or you just want to chat. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.